Welcome. You have just tuned in to the book of Genesis. Get ready to fasten your seatbelts because we are stepping all the way out the box and breaking all the rules. Are you ready? Are you sure? Well, let's get into it. Here is your host, the wonderful, the beautiful, the intelligent, the wise Genesis.
Hey, how y'all doing, YouTube? It's your girl Genesis here again with part 2 of this topic that we've been talking about for 2 days. Um, I I was supposed to have a special guest yesterday and he wasn't able to make it, but he has decided that he wants to come on today to share something with us. I don't know. He said he's got some things he wants to get off his chest. I don't have a clue what they are. I'm going to find out what they are, just like everybody else. Yeah, so I'm interested. We're gonna do a little chatting about something. I don't know. So if you aren't tuned in, I mean, if you know somebody who isn't tuned in, then send them a message. Tell them to tune on in to get whatever tea we gonna get tonight. We're gonna jump right into this thing. And without further ado, let me welcome to the stream the guest of the hour. We on Lock Nation.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Yeah. Can
So
sound
you
check, sound check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. You got the YouTube streets buzzing.
I don't know how, but
You causing all kinds of chaos. What did you do?
I'll tell you what I should have done. I'll tell you what I should have
Okay,
done.
so you said there's some things that you want to get off your chest.
hmm
What do you have on your mind?
Well,
Oh, wait, before we get into that, let me say hello to everybody that is joining us. Hey, Eugene Steele. Hey, Daryl Long. Hey, Big Bad Bull. Hey, JP, the aspiring matriarch. Hey, Von Bryant. Thank y'all for joining us. Y'all, yeah, I get it seems to be preparing for an interesting conversation.
okay.
Okay, Big Bad Bull said, I still can't figure out who you and Rob B was talking about the other day. Um, Lord
We'll
Jesus.
we'll tell you. We'll tell you. We will
Okay.
definitely tell you.
Okay, well, he's gonna tell. I wasn't gonna say the name, but all right. JP said, peace, love, and light, Genesis, and we on Lock Nation. Glad to catch you live. How's your spirit? So yeah, let's do that before we talk about whatever it is you want to share with us. How's your spirit?
Oh, my spirit is fantastic. Can nobody bring my spirit down, man?
All right. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, Primal
Shots out
Studies.
to JP.
Nobody can break your spirit. Yes, don't give them that much power over you. Okay, so
Nah,
what's on your
nah,
mind?
especially not, especially with some hypocrite. Well, I'm gonna try to be a good boy today.
Okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
try to be a good boy today.
No judgment free zone here. Do your thing.
Well, look, I usually don't let fat ass motherfuckers bother me, but I'm gonna tell you it like this. But first, I'm gonna get to the big fish.
Okay.
Um, I was on, and this was I think it was a week and a half ago
Hmm.
on some young ladies live with Cannon Hill and her husband, and I think his name is Do- Jovel or somebody like that.
Okay.
Basically, a plethora full of ladies,
Okay.
and they were telling their stories. They were talking about cheating, and Raw was up there. And
Hmm.
when they all told their stories, I got caught up in it because I
Okay.
know what I've done. I know what I've done in my lifetime, and I know it when it hurts home, when it hits home,
Hmm.
it's like you did that. You were responsible for your fuck up. Okay. And so it hit me. It hit me like a shock. And then a couple of days later, I get a phone call from my people saying, "You all over the internet boohooing and crying." I was like, "Oh God, is it Black Man?" He was like, "Nah, I hope not." And I looked at some guy that I've seen before.
Okay.
All right, and so I went over there, and I replayed the replay, and of course, everything's viral. Everything's freaking viral. It's like I can't get no freaking breaks. I can't get no breaks from shit. And so, and they talk about my wife and everything. I was like, okay. And then they wanted me to come up. So I came up there. I was cool. I was calm. I was collected. I was like, everything is smooth. Okay. Just one thing. Do not call my wife a bitch.
Okay.
Do not call my wife a bitch. Because Lord knows that this world is very, very small, right? And when I see you is when I see you. Hopefully I don't see you,
Uh-oh.
So with that being said, I mean, they asked me a whole bunch of stupid questions, and your wife was cheating on you. You were cheating on. It was like you were walking on eggshells for about 4 years. I was like, well, what would you do if your wife found out that you cheated on her? What do you think she was gonna do? Right? She's gonna be all hunky dory. It's like, don't worry about it. I know you were feeling something. We'll talk about it later. No. It ain't work out that way. And so, with that, you got a whole bunch of Negroes asking me all types of stupid ass questions. And again, I didn't buck, I didn't sweat it. I just said, okay. And I said, do you cry in front of your mother? Because obviously they were bitching and complaining that I was crying in front of a whole bunch of women that apparently don't respect me, or in the end are going to stab me in the back or something like that. I was like,
It's so far from the truth.
And then I'm like, technically, like, so far I've been knowing these ladies and the gentlemen for mainly 6 months now. So apparently everything's cool. It's you that have a problem with females, not me. I mean, there was a point of time where I did have an issue, but now that I'm in my 7th, 8th year of YouTube, it's like everything is straight. It's your problem. It's your projection of women, and they're going to eject from you when you keep talking about, what they don't do for you. All right, they don't suck your little wee wee. They don't screw you. I mean, you're gonna go overseas and da 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 da. I'm gonna catch all types of freaking diseases, and then what you gonna do then? You go. I mean, it's a whole bunch of nonsense. It's like whatever. And so I asked the guy. I said, "So you don't cry in front of your mother?" Silence. It was like, "Oh, no, because I'm a man." Paraphrasing. It was like, you're full of shit. Number one, you're full of shit. Number two, I will believe you if you were a demon. But then again, I asked him. I said, "It was like, are you a man with some?" He said he's a man with integrity. I said, "But you're a human being, are you not? Because human beings do have emotions. A man like myself is masculine, but carries feminine traits due to my mother." Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I would never cry in front of my mother. That's bullshit. Bullshit. You shed not. You mean tell me you not shed not one tear? Really? And so when we're talking about the Bible, we flipping back and forth. I was like, this is intriguing. This is intriguing. This is funny. Why are you laughing? I'm like, because this is funny. And so I said, well, you know what? I can take it in consideration. I will take it in consideration. But I'm asking two things from you.
Mm-hmm.
Just basically leave me be. All right. Number two, don't call my wife no bitch. Hey, and I left.
Mm-hmm.
Going fast forwarding today, I'm on Brother Clarence's live. And I guess they were talking about some dude named Anton disrespecting Louis Farrakhan. I'm like, oh Jesus, calling him a simp and whatnot. So I had to step over and see what's going on. We were having a good time. And then the cronies show up, the crybaby. Yeah, oh, child support. Oh, and you got just second for baby mama. Oh, then I got her pregnant, and I don't want to have the responsibility. You gotta leave them at the bus station. You gotta do all that shit. So they all show up. I say my little piece and I leave.
Mm-hmm.
I don't leave entirely, but I'm in the clouds listening.
Okay.
I get a little lunch and then I'm listening. Black Man Unfiltered shows up. This big, fat, nasty, greasy, fat, stank, bloated, cheesy, back 12 sandwich eating bastard gonna sit up there and gonna spew some. I guess he caught up with the live that I did with y'all the other night when you was up there when just having a pajama party. It's just completely innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just excuse me. And it wasn't just him, it was pretty much everybody. So I'm thinking, okay, so he must have got a live when I was booing and getting all emotional all up in the ladies channel. So I was like, oh shit. So again with the sneak dissing, again with the talk. I'm like, dude, you a fucking hypocrite, dude. You a whole fucking. Oh, I do for my community. I do a lot for my community. What do you do for your community? I was like, should I tell you? Because last time I was up on your channel, when I told you what my plans were, not even develop it, I'm still have the notes. I gotta correct everything, correct the I's and correct the T's. All right. Because I had talks with my family. I had talked with my family member about this very same thing that I wanted to do. And I thought I would be a gentleman and express what it is exactly I wanted to do. Boy, they put a hex on that thing quick.
Okay.
And my plan was I might as well just share it with everybody because it's all over the internet. My plan was to, just like homeless people have shelters,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to put sort of like a stop or hold on prostitution, because there are a lot of prostitutes out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of them on the ages of 17 and up. Police are out there. All their job is just to get them, bag them, tag them. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many homicides and suicides, rapes, murders, robbing, all that. You don't know how much it is out here. And so I felt bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, this is what I wanted to do. And I had a talk with a family member. He said there are already organizations out here who deal with this type of thing, but what would make your organization better than theirs? I said, let me get my thoughts together, because my thoughts were get free room and board for them, get free education.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get any money. They don't get any money. Free counseling, free psychology, all the works. I had it pretty much down pat what I wanted. And if I wanted to add anything, I'll add it later on.
Okay.
So I tell black man that, I tell the whole panel that. They go, what are you doing saving them hoes for? What are you doing saving them hoes? Leave them hoes where they are. Leave them hoes out on the street. Blah, 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 blah. I was, why did you saving young men? I was like, if I told you the person that is sort of like a mentor to me, that is basically you won't even support because he is for young men. Okay. I support him heavily. Not everybody, and Umar is not everybody's cup of tea. Umar, you familiar with Umar Johnson, right?
Yes.
Okay. He's not everybody's cup of tea. I support him heavily. I've seen him before. I shook his hand. I talked to him on the phone. We good.
Okay.
And he's inspiring me to do some shit. Plus, I do some work in my own church community. He proclaims all this other shit. I do work here. I do work there. I run a little boys football team. I said, good, congratulations. Do you? He takes it as I'm not give I'm if I'm not in if I don't agree with your prowess about certain things, I don't have to be on board with it. I don't have to be on board with it all. But you sound like the biggest hypocrite of all. How is it on one breath you talk about females like a goddamn dog, but they're gonna turn around and go promote a show and go and do a show talking about, oh, this woman look good and that woman look good and this woman look good. And then they'll go run to security boss and do that same shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And gonna have a woman come up, he gonna talk shit to the woman. Like that, and won't even, and it's hard to let a woman speak. It's hard to let a woman speak their mind. I'm on you're on my platform, you get to speak your mind freely. Have I ever disrespected you when you're on my platform?
No.
Have I ever called you out your name?
No.
Have I ever booted you off for some stupid ass reason? Whatever. Have I ever done anything crazy to you?
No.
Or anybody
I can't say that you have.
Okay.
Now, do you think that's the reason why, like, and I'm sure you're familiar that, you know, they have said, because they've mentioned it to you when you've come on platforms, you know, they're saying that you're a simp because sometimes your opinions align with those of the women. How does that make you feel?
First of all, there haven't been only a few people.
Right.
I would say Hink and Black Man have been on my channel probably once, maybe twice.
Mm-hmm.
They have not looked through the archives to even check to see, because I've talked about young men before. Okay. But when I hear a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of platforms, overall, and me and Daryl, you could talk to Daryl Long about it. And when I see an overall picture of nothing but badgering females,
Mm-hmm.
right, wrong, or otherwise, then I completely lose my mind. It's like, are we here fighting for a community? Or are we just here to just chastise and judge all day? Because it does say in Judges, it does say in Matthew, do not judge, I will be judged. You judging, you just going off the you just going on your little tantrum and projecting everything. That's what you're doing. That's all you're doing is projecting your life, projecting what you've been through. Nobody wants to hear that shit. You got your own life. You got your your kids or whatever. You got a wife. You got your little football league. You got what you do in the community. You got what you do in your church league. Leave me the fuck alone. But no, you want to hold me accountable. But wait a minute. How in the fuck you gonna hold me accountable? Excuse me. How the hell you gonna hold me accountable, motherfucker? When you had some white boy, you remember, you had some stupid ass white boy chastise a whole bunch of women on your panel on your watch, and you didn't say nothing. And there was another lie where JT Rudolph was being disrespected by a person will be named unknown, but the same unknown person threatened an ex-cop that was on the platform.
Okay.
That was on your watch, sir. So let's not talk about holding the people accountable just because apparently you don't like my style and you don't like the way I do things and you think I'm sipping, but yet I come up on your platform. What do you usually have up there? You have Superman, you have the Superman cape and the Superman everything with my face plastered on it. It's like, whatever, man.
What you think about that?
It was funny at first. It was amazing. I was like, I didn't know it was like that, but I kind of figured, well, hey, I could be famous on that one. Yeah, but then again, so I did it. You can check my videos. I did the exact same thing. I said,
Okay.
Super Simp is on the way, but having a talk with some good friends of mine, it was like you shouldn't feel the need to be disrespected. So you just need to leave these people alone. And I try to leave him alone, but he steadily has my name in his mouth. And I'm really, really fucking hard trying not to lose it. That's why I said I'm getting away. I'm not doing any more live streams. I'll come in and join a live or two. And I was just have a good time and just talk about whatever y'all talk about. You know what I mean? But
is your hiatus from doing live streams so that you avoid the conflict, or is that for personal reasons, for your own mental health reasons?
both.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you got to get away from, YouTube streets for a while. I've did it once before when I was in the Umar sector, and I didn't do a live for 2.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And it was quite refreshing when I came back. It's not that it mentally distorts your mind, because again, I've dealt with a lot of stuff before. I've dealt with threats. I've dealt with people just talking shit about me. I've dealt with it all. I even dealt with a certain
On
female.
YouTube, threats?
Yeah, threats. Yeah, threats.
Threats of physical violence?
Threats of physical violence. Yes. I've had
Over a conversation?
understand, in real life, I've had a gun drawn on me, and I had a knife pulled on me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And now I got knuckleheads on the internet talking about they're gonna visit my house. I was like,
Because of
okay.
your opinions.
Just because I am who I am. Just because I am who I am.
Okay.
And so I mean, I don't let it bother me, because number one, you wouldn't need people would. I mean, there's internet gangsters and there's people who just talk, but anybody can research a IP address, find out where you live, and that's pretty much the end of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's gonna get hurt, either you or me. A friend of mine actually did it. A friend of mine actually went to a place where used to be a friend of mine. He was going to go over his house, right? And he was going to box him out.
Mm-hmm.
Little did we know, I thought it was a joke, but little did we know he went to the wrong house.
Okay.
Now, we kind of came to find out that he went to this dude's father's house. Now, what would have happened, right, if the father would have came out with a shotgun or something, he's not coming home.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped talking to him for a while. But he has improved. He's doing his own thing now and avoiding all types of stuff. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
So do you feel that this thing is being dragged out too long? Like, I mean, did you know that you would end up at this place? Like where you are now? Like, I don't know, how big this thing has become, but you said that this started a week and a half ago and it's still going, or you're still the topic of conversation.
I don't know why I just something like that. Usually people just ignore, but since there's a war going on between black men and black women, which I really don't believe. I just think these people are just a bunch of crybabies and they just need to get their little asses spanked. And I, quite frankly, I don't believe they have their father in their life, their real true father anyway. But to your question, do you think it would linger for so long? No, I didn't think it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But when I went up there, it's like it's a sign of weakness. If it's a sign of weakness, then I don't want to be here.
Wait, what's a sign of weakness?
Having emotions.
A
crying.
man crying is a sign of weakness.
Yes. A man.
That's what they're saying.
Yes. It's
Okay.
a sign of weakness, and I don't know where these people come from. I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just freaking crazy. It's like, what do I blame the parents for this? It's like, no. I don't blame the parents for this, because you have to have somebody who is a good influence in your life, aunt, uncle, auntie, elderly, older cousin, somebody who was an influence in your life that you would dare say you wouldn't cry in front of them. So if I punch you in your throat, you are going to cry.
Mm-hmm.
If I really stomp you out, you are going to cry. If your father, well, let's not say that. Let me retract that. If somebody in your life passed away, you mean to tell me you wouldn't shed no tears?
I think they believe that that's an exception to the rules. Like it's okay to cry at a funeral.
Oh, no.
I really haven't heard any
Remember.
other things where they justify it.
Oh, no. Since I can't do it, what makes you think they can do it?
Okay.
Are we talking about, I'm not saying vulnerable women. I can't find the words to express it. But when you have women who have their own experiences, but it kind of catches up, and I'm thinking like, oh my God, I've done wrong. I've really done wrong. And it wasn't just because what my situation was. Again, everybody was sharing their stories. Raw was sharing her story. The other lady was sharing her story, and it hit me.
Mm-hmm.
And it just came out. I'm sorry. And
do you regret sharing?
no.
So that
it's only
your
about
sharing and all the backlash from you sharing hasn't had any impact on you personally.
No, not at all. I mean,
Well, I'm
all
glad
of
to hear
it,
that.
all of it, it's not the craziest thing in the world. I could tell you that I've heard worse stories than this. I mean, I could tell you that I was a gigolo. That would you believe me that I was a gigolo? If I told you I was a pimp and a hustler, would you believe that I was a pimp and a hustler? I was sharing my experience. It doesn't. We're this thing is supposed to be for people that basically that have the conversation to share their experiences. Blah, 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 blah. But since this whole thing about females and not them being too masculine, being feminine, and all this other shit. Da, 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 da. It's all taking a turn for the worse. So my job is to recreate balance back into a place that is completely been just torn apart for so long, all because of the whole Kevin Samuels thing. Now that Kevin Samuels gone, I'm thinking, who's the next numbnut to who's the next numbnut to step up and fill his shoes? So far, I haven't found one yet. Okay, back to the other thing. The live that we did.
Uh-huh.
Everything was cool. Everything was pretty much positive. Oracle was kind of drunk, but
Yeah,
I've been knowing Oracle for a long time.
she was
I've been
feeling herself.
Yes, she was. I mean, I've been knowing Oracle for a very, very long time.
Mhm.
And he goes again with the sneak dissing. Well, these men out here, these men, watch this. This man gonna have a live about a pajama party, begging these women to come on his show. I wish I had glasses. Begging these, obviously you didn't see Jedi Mike was on there. D Darrell was there, and I think Black Trunks was there, and of course Auntie. Shouts out to Auntie.
Mhm.
They were there. These are men on the panel, right?
Mhm.
It wasn't just the females; it was the males too. See, I would invite husband. I got that. I honestly got that from you. You're familiar with House Party 2, right?
Yeah, I am.
So I think the thing about it was, I think it was Kid that was trying. He was in college. Kid was in college, right? And I think he was trying to raise money either for the school or for himself. It was either one,
Pay
but
the tuition.
they
To
paid the
pay his
tuition.
tuition. Mhm.
So they hosted a pajama party where
Mhm.
everybody was invited, right?
Right?
So I basically wanted to do the same thing and have everybody come through and for one night, just for one night, we ain't talk about none of that crap. We ain't talking about nothing feminine, nothing masculine. We ain't talking about just to be free for one minute. Because you were in the same city, if you were in the same city as me, I'll be telling you, come by well, not the strip, but come downtown so we can have fun. It's just like my homie was just here. Shouts out to D Darrell. D Darrell was here a month ago. And I saw my homie little Pillsbury. We saw each other. G Gates, shouts out to G Gates. He's an entrepreneur. And we just sat back and we just had a couple drinks, had a good time. That's it. That's what we would do. Literally.
We had a good time at the
Yes,
pajama
we
party
did.
on your show. It was a real chill vibe going on. We were talking, laughing, enjoying ourselves. I don't know where the thought came from or where they got this thing that you were begging people to come, because I mean we were extended an invite just like anybody else extends an invite, and we showed up however we chose to show up. What
Really,
was
I,
wrong
I
with
wanted
that?
I really wanted some other people to come, but they're influenced by whatever. But shouts out to them. Your
Mhm.
belief is your belief is your belief. But
Uh-huh.
my thing was for one night and for probably one night only, just to have
Right.
everybody just come through and just chill for a second. I was playing music was playing in the background, and then of course he had the nerve to make fun of my bandana. Bandana symbolizes the Horus. I have my Horus bandana on. He proclaims to know the Bible, but he doesn't know where the original Bible came from. But that's a different story for a different day. And so now it's like I have to fight him and I have to fight everybody that's been on that panel. because their idea is to put me in check, right? To keep me in check and to follow with what their ideology is.
Mhm. To put you in check, to keep you in check. So you
Mhm.
think that that is the goal of these YouTube conversations?
No, everybody has their opinion.
Mhm. Do you feel that because you wouldn't go along, that you wouldn't allow them to put you in check, that that's why you're the target of the criticism now?
What I think and what I believe is pretty much what they're not with, because again, they are projecting everything that's been going on in their tiny little life. And I don't want it, whatever, not disrespecting that. What you've been through is what you've been through.
Mhm.
But you're saying that everybody is experiencing that, and they're not. They're not experiencing that. They're not experiencing that. You talk about, what's the main thing? You talk about fucking child support all the fucking time. You talk about,
Mhm.
oh, this woman put me on child support. Well, maybe if you would have treated better, she would have put you on motherfucking child support. Handle your fucking business, nigga. Stop putting that on me. I have been putting on child support. I'm still married. Give me a fucking break. Why are you holding the pajama party? I thought you were married. My wife is cool. Even though she doesn't like YouTube. She's not even on no social media at all. She doesn't believe in any social media. I mean, she's on Facebook, but she's on Facebook for one thing. Her family's on Facebook. That is
Okay,
it.
wait, I'm confused now. Nobody was on your show naked or dressed inappropriately.
Right. But the simple
So
fact,
is it just the
I
idea that
almost
because you're a married man, you shouldn't have had women on there in pajamas, even though everybody was covered?
I explained to my wife a long time ago that I have both male and female friends, associates, whatever you want to call
Mhm,
them. And she's gotten used to it.
mhm.
She doesn't like it when I, do all the cussing and carrying on, but I was like,
Mhm.
hey, these niggas here, boy, woo. I mean, they stuck on the 1950s and 60s. I'm like, Jesus Christ. No, better than that. They stuck on the time when the white man was controlling the white woman and having her cook and clean and her having her head all down like this. And later on, they were signed off to war, World War One and World War Two. While you were still there, you had to carry the whole boatload. If I was like, wait a minute. I should have some say. So I think in 1919, they were dragging black women. I hate saying that word. They were dragging melanated people to say, you got to vote with us. And that's when women started having rights. And then when the men came back, they said everything was different. Everybody had rights. Everybody's not equal. We're not equal in ways. I'm a man, you're a woman, but there's a thing called spirit, right? Bruce Lee taught that using your chi, your spirit, comes from within. So let's just say you're in danger, right? You know, as a woman, when you're in danger and you're backed into a corner, you have no choice but to go straight, right? So I'm gonna give you an example. If a man threatens your life, your first reaction is to kick him in the nuts, right? And if that don't work, you bust him through the up through the nose, or try to hit him as hard as you can back here, or of course try to kick him in the ankle or something, and just Use whatever you can to get the hell up out of it, right? We have doctors, lawyers, we have judges, female judges. We have every other equal amount of men and women doing everything. Everything. But you're contradicting yourself when you say you want these women not to work. In an economy like this, where inflation is at an all-time high. I don't know if you from LA or not, but gas is still like $6 or $7. Am I lying? over here in Vegas, it's still like $4.99. So, but the price of food is just jacked up. Now I can just imagine how Hawaii is. For a thing of milk should be like 12 or $14, right? But you want to come on people's platforms and talking about I'm the man. You should follow my every lead. When you don't even make that much money. And I'm just now learning the difference between modern and tradition. Now everyone's different. Tradition, you're supposed to be the woman that is secondary to me. You're supposed to say less. You're supposed to cook and clean and shut the fuck up, as one would put it. And then on the other hand, you got modern. You got a person who has to work in order for it to keep the house afloat. But there's nothing wrong with a modern woman. If you have a modern woman, you have a modern man. You make less or more or equal amount of money, you can make things work for yourself. It's called helping. It's called an economy.
Mm-hmm. So Primal has a question. He says, I guess my biggest question is, why do you care what they think? Seems like a lot of energy wasted, in my opinion.
That's a real good question. And my answer to this, I don't.
Okay.
I don't care. But it's quite interesting how much hypocrites always seem to live. Hypocrites always seem to get away with shit they shouldn't be getting away with. But poor little old me says one thing, and all of a sudden everything goes viral. When I do something, I did something crazy one time, it's going viral. Oh my God.
What was crazy about it? That's
my wife did this to me, and
So let's unpack that if you don't mind. And if I'm being too invasive, then just stop me. But when you got emotional about the experience that you shared,
mm-hmm.
What was the root of the emotions that you were? Was it just the fact that it occurred, or are you still dealing with the after effects?
You're always, when you cheat on your wife, there's this thing called I forgot what they call it, but you apparently have no feeling at first. It's like you did your dirt, like, and it felt good. And it felt real good. Like, I'm gonna use you for a teeny tiny bit. Tiny bit. I promise I won't go any further what I need to go. We're going out, right? Mm-hmm. We have drinks, we have a good time, and you looking good as you want to look or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I take you back to the hotel. We have a couple of shots. Well, you had a shot. I don't drink. And I say something that will trigger your emotion a little bit. Mm-hmm. because I'm already at a threshold where you know, certain things don't even happen in my life, which apparently we worked on it. We'll work on it. We're just fine. But it at one point in time, it took so much time. And before I even did anything, before I even did my dirt, again, I was talking with a whole bunch of my peoples, my side of the family, my dad's side of the family, my mom's side of the family. And then I talked to her brothers and her sisters, like, what should I do?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, you just leave her. I was like, I can't leave her. I got kids. I can't leave it. I am the only thing that I'm afraid of is leaving my kids.
Okay.
I
So,
don't want to leave my kids in a world like this. I can't do it.
mhm,
It's just too crazy around here. I
okay.
mean, I mean, we got people around here flipping cars over. We got people committing suicides out here. It, and homeless people. It's just nuts. I mean, I got a homeless lady, a white homeless lady right now. Excuse me, yelling out "nigger this" and "nigger that," and she's just talking to herself. So I want to protect, and of course, you know, the vid, and so I want to be. They need a father in their life. They need a father close to them. I wasn't thinking with my head. I was thinking with my other head, if you know what I mean. So
I understand.
if I was with you and I was in an emotional state, then of course, uh, you know, I would want to do something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you try to not let it take it too far, but then again, it gets too far, it gets too late.
Mm-hmm.
You did your dirt, you go home, you don't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel anything at all until you wake up the next day and you start thinking about it. I said, oh shit,
I done messed up.
I done fucked up. But oh well. But but you want to do it again. That's how worse it gets.
Mm-hmm.
So one day, my wife went to work and she accidentally took my phone. Now, I had a friend of mine said, erase everything off of your phone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I I for, I forgot. I totally forgot. And so she took my phone to work by accident. I said, "Oh shit!" So I called a friend of mine and dropped and take me to my wife's job. She had that look on her face, like "fuck you, nigga, go on somewhere." I'm at work. She threw my phone at me. I was like, "Oh shit!" She found out something. She had the code. She had the code and everything. She found out what she shouldn't have found out, and then finally it all unraveled. So but at you know, like I said, when you do that, again, you don't feel anything, but you feel a little regret, but you feel like you can do it again without getting caught. So you do it again and again and again and again and again, and finally you are going to get caught. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't double. I don't give a damn if you 007. You are going to get caught.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I was trying to explain to her. Yeah, I was trying to explain to her the situation, and she wasn't speaking to me for a while. And we talked about it, but it was a lot of anger in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I was trying to explain to her, well, what about me? What about my situation?
Okay.
It's like I wasn't happy, and you just doing whatever, and just being and just doing your little thing, whatever. Mind you, she never cheated on me while I was married.
Okay. Now,
She's
you know,
never
the
been.
YouTube streets have been all up in your business. So there's all kinds of stories circulating about what happened between you two. That she cheated on you too. So it shouldn't have been a big deal that you cheated.
But this was before we got married. This was
So
way
she
before.
actually did have
Mhm.
a relationship outside of you two before
Yeah,
you were married.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
know, there's different opinions about that. If you aren't married, then technically it's not cheating. If it happened within the confines of the marriage, then it is. So, you know, to each his own how they look at the scenario. Um, did her outside relationship prior to you being married, do you think that played a part in your decision to cheat after you all were married? Or had you gotten over that? Well, let's go back.
Hmm.
How did you find out that she had a relationship outside of you before you were married?
I was in the same apartment building when she did it.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you found out, you
My
decided to stay in the relationship, obviously, and
she
get married.
she told me, yeah.
Okay.
She literally
Did
told me.
you did you have did that give you a little push over the edge at that point when you weren't happy and, you know,
No, no, no.
wasn't in the back of your mind at all, like, she cheated on me before, so I'm about to go get this
No,
little
not
something.
see. You see, I'm a real forgiving person.
Okay.
Um, when she was up, she straight up with me up front about it,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh wow, is that right?
Mhm.
And she held on, it's like, I'm sorry, whoopty whoopty woo, and I was like, all right, okay, cool. So I just went home, and I was like, okay, all right. I mean, it's not. I mean, the world's not going to end anytime soon, so let's just get over it. And she apologized and everything, and of course, the drinking and the everything, it stopped, and she got connected with her church and everything, and we she became a different person, and she just left, right? But then some odd years later, because I was in another relationship, and some odd like months, well, a year went by. Her mom came to my doorstep, and she wanted me to call her. Again, I was with another woman at the time, and um, we talked, and everything was cool. So we got back together after a short minute, and everything was pretty much a-okay. And in 2010, September 18th, we got hitched back in Lansing, Michigan, and everything was cool. But I didn't, you know, I didn't fly 3,000 miles. Excuse me. I didn't fly 3,000 miles just to do all that. I didn't want to do it. My concept was, I have a wife, right? And it doesn't matter who is in my obstacle, who is in my way. If another woman was in my presence, I have the no fault to say I have a good woman back at home. That's what I would say. I have a good woman back at home. I, be cool, be nice, be cool. I was taught to be respectful, being nice, just like everybody else. I'm nice. I'm cordial. I can be a little flirt here and there, but it's innocent. So I'm not too flirty at all. Sometimes I can get a little. whatever. So, but it doesn't affect anybody because what's in the workplace, for example, what's in the workplace stays in the workplace. I don't bring nothing home. Nothing. I don't bring nothing home. I go home to my wife and we chilling, right? It's just that I got caught up. I got caught up in a lot of stuff. And at that moment, when, like I said, when I heard them tell their story, it just hit home for me.
Mm-hmm. So Daryl Long says you got to be careful with these stories. He was dragged around YouTube for falling in love. Well, listen, you
This
are who
isn't
you
my first
are,
go around.
and I don't think anybody can drag you for living in your truth or for being your authentic self. I think that people who are able to share in that way have a courage that many people don't have. Many people won't share who they are, they won't share their experiences because they fear the judgment of others. If you can share that and be your authentic self, living your truth, and not be affected by the criticism or the
Mhm,
opinions of others, then
mhm.
to me, that's an example of someone who is showing strength. Now,
But
I don't know, maybe I'm confused, but that's what I believe. I think it's the ones who are hiding in the shadows are the people who should be criticized because that says a lot about you if you can't be your authentic self or you can't live in your truth. You have to put this facade up for other people to accept you. Other
mhm,
people who really and truly don't give a damn about you at the end of the day.
no, they don't. They wouldn't pick up. They wouldn't pick up a weapon and defend me. They would. They would. But I would. That's just how I was built. That's just how I was raised. A home is a home, but how you were built is totally different. I
Mhm.
was built different. You were built different. You know, I've been married for over 12 years. Been in a relationship for over 20. That's my goal. My goal is to go forward, right,
Mhm.
and to have everybody else have this same concept that you can share some of your stuff, just not all of it. I just accidentally slipped up and started boohooing and crying for what reason they proclaim is weak. You know what I mean? Which I don't find it weak at all because
I don't find it weak at all either. I
if you
don't
look at
either.
my community tab, it's like that's some prideful stuff. And I don't
Right.
want to end up like none of you people at the end of the day.
I'm glad you said that. And it was said that, us old hoes on panel, we were going to throw it up in your face. We were going to use it later, or we were enjoying it. They thought that I was smiling because it was like, okay, yeah, I got them. And that is so far from the truth. Like I actually have a greater respect for you after seeing that because even in the face of the criticism, you still came up and showed up today to share your story. You're not hiding, you're not cowering in the corner after all the talk and, being the subject of all these conversations. And I don't know that some of them probably some of even the people who have been talking about you would be able to handle the scenario if they were in that same situation.
It's kind of funny. I go through I just went up to the YouTube search engine,
Mhm.
look for my name, and I scroll down. It's like everybody's got this picture, share clip, and then share it on their channel. Like, okay, This is my old sector, so I don't even go by my old sector anymore. Every now and again, I'll say hi, but like they saw the first person that came up thought she was butt naked. I'm like, that ain't the case. That ain't the case. She had on a sundress on. You can see, of course, you could see the shoulder blades and everything, but she was covered from head to toe. Like, come on, guys! Like, really? First of all, YouTube sees this. I get shut down. It's that simple.
But first off, hold on. If somebody else, we are only in control of ourselves. So even if someone had showed up and they were scantily clad when they showed up, that's their choice. That has nothing to do with you. And
Right.
who knows? If they were up there half naked, they might have been thirst trapping. It's a whole lot of people on YouTube who low key thirst trapping and they got their
Mhm.
clothes on.
Yeah.
So they
I
ain't
know
no
one person who was thirst trapping.
they ain't no different than anybody else.
Yeah. Shouts out to Raw. That's my girl,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love Robbie.
Yeah,
Um,
she's a trip, man.
so going forward, do you think this experience is gonna stop you from participating in panels or sharing your story?
Hell no.
They ain't ran you off, huh?
Nah. I mean,
I'm
you ain't
glad
gonna.
to hear that. I'm glad
I
to hear
mean, you ain't gonna hear me for a while. That's because I got shit to do. But
that. Yeah.
every once in a good,
Well,
you
they
gonna
want to run
see.
you off because you simping. You simping for the ladies.
Listen, that word is overblown and overused. They
I'm so
still
tired of
don't
hearing
have a definite. They still don't have a definition for it, but they
it.
have a
Uh-huh.
definition for a pick me. They don't have a definition for a simp. So I'm gonna look at simp in the dictionary.
Just Jay said
Me.
it. Just Jay. Nobody was naked, girl. Wasn't nobody naked. But people gonna sensationalize everything. It's gonna be, something. They'll have him hooked up or cheating with somebody that was on the panel next. You know how they do.
Nobody
Um,
was
but
nobody was
no,
on the
there
panel,
was
lady.
nothing but
Except for
conversation,
Jedi Mike. He was half
have
naked.
a good time.
He
He
wanted
was
he
half
wanted he
he was
wanted to
half
show off to y'all. He wanted to
he
show
was
off to
half
y'all.
naked. Jedi Mike is young enough to be I have children older than Jedi Mike. So no, I mean, it was just everybody was having a good time. Okay.
Okay, okay.
I'm
That's
reading
another
a
day.
comment. Joe Blow says, I mean, and we know Joe Blow ain't. Uh,
That's
anyway,
it's another
um,
definition. You don't
yeah, a
have,
simp
but
is
you
a
have
dude
4,
that
5,
does
6.
ish for women without reciprocity, aka dudes who cry to women that aren't within their marriage. I don't think he was crying to us. He was having his own little moment. It had nothing to do with us. He wasn't crying to us. We don't even know what triggered it. And nobody was like, you know,
Guilt.
he's using
Guilt.
this to manipulate us. He was having his moment. We respected him, let him have his moment, and went on. We thought nothing of that.
What triggered it was guilt.
Hmm.
Again, going going through and still going through it. Like, she forgave me and all, right?
Hmm.
But she will never forget.
Right. So does she still remind you?
Hmm. Not all the time, but
But
every
to some
now and then.
degree, you still catching hell for
Yeah,
what you
you
did.
said yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
And this was how long ago? Did you say 4 years ago?
About that.
Okay. So
About
4 years later, she still ain't forgot. And when she feel or she in her feelings, you still catching flack for a poor choice you made some years ago.
Yeah. But it's like I'm kind of still doing the same thing, but not penetrating wise. I'm not doing the whole penetrating thing. because everybody has their persona of cheating. Like you're not supposed to
You
look at a
say
woman.
you're still doing it?
Not. Excuse me. Not in the way that you're thinking. Like I'm not
Not in
doing
a
the whole.
physical sense.
Not in the physical sense, because everybody
So
has their own persona of looking at a woman in a certain way. Like you're not supposed to talk. She doesn't some point in time. She didn't want me to talk to anyone. I was like, that's ridiculous because number
right.
one, even at my job, you're partnered up with a female because
I think the reason why is because most people understand the cheating. You don't just see somebody and then y'all fall into the bed with each other. There's
right.
usually some conversation. That conversation leads to
Yep.
bonding or emotional connections, and then you wind up in the bed with the person. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Right.
I can't say that if I was in her position that I would react anyway. Now I done chose to forgive you. You're not about to be out here talking to these women and getting in the same position. So then now I got to go through this with you again. No,
But you
buddy,
wouldn't.
we're
But
not doing that.
you wouldn't do the exact same thing. Because I believe you to be. If we were actually together, we were married. You wouldn't do the exact same things.
Oh
You
no, you
wouldn't.
would have been a history. You would have been history. So I commend her. She has a strength that I, as a woman, wouldn't have because I would have been out there. I'd be like, look, you and Susie, mate, y'all gonna do y'all thing. I'm out here.
But
I probably would
we
back
would do our
then,
thing. We would be doing our thing so much that
yeah,
I wouldn't be even thinking about it. You see
yeah.
what I mean? We would have been fine. We would have been all right. We would have been cool. We would have been playing cards, playing Uno, whatever. But of course, we would have bedroom talks. We would pretty much have bedroom talks two or three times a week. And it wouldn't even be in my mind, Genesis. It wouldn't. It wouldn't at all. But but with our situation, it wasn't like that, and so I got caught up. I got caught up in that situation. But again,
I
and
mean, many men and women have been caught up. The same
right.
people that are judging you, some of them probably have had indiscretions of their own,
Mhm,
or they thinking about it, or they
mhm,
flirting with a situation currently, you know.
mhm, mhm. And it pretty much it can get you into a hell of a lot of trouble once you cross that line. It's pretty much you wasn't even supposed to forgive you in the first place. She
Right.
wasn't.
I mean, but for you all to have seemingly gotten over that or gotten past at least the initial cheating
Mhm.
and still sticking it out with each other and trying to work it out is commendable. Commendable. Um,
Would you really would you I want to ask you
what?
would you would you really would you or would you not forgive me depending upon
Nope.
you?
Nope.
Okay.
It would be a no for me. I mean, and I'm just like that. I'm not going to say that I'm unforgiving, but for me, there are some things that are deal breakers, and that's the deal breaker for me. But
Okay.
I do know people who have been in that situation and they chose to forgive, they chose to work it out. Um, it just,
Well, okay,
but
so
like
what
I
if I
said,
was
I
to send you
can't do
flowers and candy? If I were to give you like
it.
a
Nope,
whole bunch of
nope. I mean,
no,
see, this ain't about me, but if it were me, I am. I don't know what I can call myself. What I call myself. I'm Patty LaBelle, all of that. So
I
if
got
he
a new attitude.
cheating, then we cheating. However, I'm not really a cheater. My cheating will probably lead to his replacement. So I would ultimately be gone.
Understandable.
You know,
Understandable. Different strokes
I
for
would take
different folks.
something like that personally. No, Just Jay, this is not about me. um,
What?
Yeah, no, this is not about me at all. She was asking, she's like, hold on, Genesis, is this about you? No, this is not about me.
No.
We are kind of unpacking. We on Log shared some stories about some personal experiences. He got emotional. That caused a buzz in the YouTube streets. So he was the topic of live streams where they were dissecting the video, and people were weighing on with their opinions. You know how YouTube does. Um, but
Just to get
I
algorithms
highlighted
up.
her comment here. She said, I don't even know what y'all talking about. Ultimately, MFs on the internet seem to think folks owe them an explanation for your life. They absolutely think that you owe them an explanation for your life. And
Because I'm a man.
it frustrates me because everything is, you know, they broad stroke everything. And there's only one way
Everything.
for things to happen. There's only one opinion to have. And it's like the world is bigger than you and your opinion or what your
Mhm.
life experience has been. And because somebody else's is different doesn't mean that they're wrong. If they have a difference of opinion, doesn't mean they're wrong. It just means that they're not you. And I think it's immature to not recognize that people can be different than you. None of us got to heaven or hell. We can't sit in the seat of judgment over anybody because we all fucked up at the end of the day. We all got some shit that we dealing with. We all got some shit that we need to be delivered from. So who the hell am I to tell you that you are this bad person or you don't deserve this, that, or the third? That's not my business. It's so easy to mind your business. If you worry or focusing on your own business, you don't have time to worry about somebody else's. Come to YouTube, have the conversation. If you don't agree, agree to disagree and move on. You don't have to be disrespectful to people. You don't
No.
have to be name calling. You don't have to
Mhm.
do fucking hours long streams about
Mm,
somebody else's business or
Eight,
somebody else's
nine,
opinion.
10, 8 or 9, 10 hours worth of live streams for
It's
what?
crazy. It's crazy. And meanwhile, while they're doing that, they're focusing on somebody else's, your own damn house is falling apart because you're not paying attention to what you have going on. Mind the business that pays you first.
That makes sense.
If you
You
got
see,
time left over, then come to YouTube, have a conversation, keep it light, check out, go to hell on home, do whatever you're going to do after that.
there's this thing that they got misconstrued, and that's manhood, right?
Uh-huh.
Manhood consists, in their eyes, consist of power and money and respect, which I get all that. I don't mind those three things, but the one thing a couple things that they're missing: intelligence and decency.
Mm-hmm.
Vulnerability is going to come. It got nothing to do about being a man. A man is a man at the end of the day. But this is the reason why you have 70% of masculinity and 30% of femininity. Okay, if you are a woman, you know that you have femininity, and you practice it amongst your mother, your father, your teachers, and so on and so forth. But of course, when you see your father, you know, doing the stuff that he does, you're what? A daddy's girl. So you're gonna go up to your dad and you're gonna, you're gonna want to do some of the things, not all of the things, but some of the things that your father is going to do. Same thing with, like, for example, my son. My son is a mama's boy. He's going to go to his mother and he's going to want to do some things that his mother wants him to do. But he knows good and damn well he going to be with me because I am the father. And he's going to learn some techniques from his father. And that's what? Balance.
That's what confuses me. And maybe, since I'm an old hoe, our daddies was different. I
Stop calling yourself that.
I'm just joking because that's what they say. I don't nobody put no titles on Genesis. But I couldn't imagine, and I don't know if it's because of social media that we see men behaving in this way. But if my father were living in the days of social media, I couldn't imagine him and his friends engaging in these types of conversations.
No.
And when, we as women will say, they don't make them like our fathers anymore because we looked at them as if they were men's men. And
Right.
when they're having these conversations about respect, then I'm gonna get to your comment, Von Bryant. When
I saw him
we're
earlier.
looking at respect, or they're saying that women should respect men, and they're talking about feminine and masculine energy. Just my personal opinion, and I don't care who don't agree with it because it is what it is. But to me, men are operating in their feminine energy by engaging in conversations like this. We can't
But
have
you're too loud.
we can't have
That's
respect for men that are behaving in the way that females would.
but
They're
you're too loud. What you're not understanding is you're too loud, and the simple fact that you can agree to disagree, right? But it's the simple fact that you're a female and you're supposed to like tone it down just a little bit so you can not go to the far right or to the far left. You're supposed to stay right in that femininity spot.
listen, when we are in the presence of men who we feel are real men, we
Mm,
are respectful. We will stay in our feminine energy because his masculinity will command that type of energy from us. When we're in our masculine energy and we're talking down to certain men, it's because we don't respect them. And why is it that we don't respect them? Then there's probably a reason why. There's something that we saw that didn't equate with that person being a man's man. It's
right.
as simple as that. If I don't respect you, then I might be in my masculine energy when I address you.
Exactly. Exactly. And you should have been in your masculine energy when the white boy came up there and started just set tripping talking about you have no place in this world. I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
And,
So
and
when
you
I
know, see, that's another thing. And I'm sorry to cut you off. That's another thing. Like there's this demand for respect or submission from
Mhm.
women, but you'll come and let another man check you. We watching all of that.
That's what I'm saying.
We're watching all of that. You can't be aggressive with the women, but then you're submissive when another man is addressing you. Make it
Right.
make sense. It doesn't.
Right. Right.
So Von Bryant said, just a bit of advice here. Be very selective with what you are willing to share on YouTube. Some things are better left unsaid. If you believe your testimony is helpful, by all means share it.
I hear. I hear. And I'm trying my best, but certain things just tend to slip out. Just like a few years ago, and it just went from one place to another place to another place, and I had to deal with it. I had to deal with it. I had to suck it up, and I had to deal with it. It's like I'm
Yeah.
better tested for this stuff. It's like nothing bothers me. It's just
Yeah.
it bothers you when you have a actual man, a male, not a female, a male come up in there and say that pretty much everything's okay. It's okay. It's okay to shed a tear. It's okay. It's okay. But it's not a good. But you got women that I'm telling you that they're gonna stab you right in your back. I was like, until that day comes, I'm going to stay like this. Okay.
No, I can only speak for myself. I'm not looking at you any different. Um, I actually have a greater respect for you, as I said before, because you are able to come on, share, and be vulnerable, and still come back and not feel like you're feel emasculated because you shared. How can we throw anything up, or me personally, how can I throw anything up in your face? I'm not in relationship with you. That's not my business.
Right.
And what
Right.
am I gonna get out of that? Nah, we're
Cash
not.
App.
But I appreciate you showing your vulnerable side on my live stream and even coming back to have the conversation with me tonight.
Mm.
And, well, choosing my platforms to come and air out your grievances and get a few things off your chest. I appreciate you trusting me with that task. It is what it is. I
If
say,
it wasn't you, it was gonna be somebody else.
yeah.
I tell you,
I
boy.
I hope going forward, um, you get your little mental health break and go off YouTube, relax, refresh, and renew yourself, and then come back and give them a little bit more hell. Challenge,
Oh, oh,
challenge the status quo. I
when I
love
come
it.
back,
I love it.
when I
I
come
love it.
back,
Everybody is so concerned with fitting in and being like everybody else. It's the exceptional people who are willing to put their head on the chopping block and stand out from the crowd.
hmm when I come back, there will be hell to pay.
Uh-oh.
Believe me.
Uh-oh. You
Even
ain't
if I
gonna
have to
play
go
with
on a certain person's panel and give them a little piece of what I really thought was just blatantly just disrespect,
them.
cruel, and you're pretty much done with me after that. It's like you don't. It's like if you don't respect me if you don't respect me as a man, they don't come up on my goddamn platform.
Mhm.
But but again, you want to hold me accountable for what? You don't even hold yourself accountable. You got your own skeletons in your closet, nigga. It's like, again, why the fuck you want to handle with mine, nigga? It's like, don't you have kids? Again, you had kids owned by two baby mothers. Isn't that right? I'm still with my babies. I'm still with my wife to this very day. And ain't nothing gonna fucking change that shit. Just because I have some respectable women that again, you, my nigga, threw away. And now they on my, but somehow they ended up on my platform. Oh, poor little old me with only 800 subs. And I'm simping for subs. Isn't that right? Make that make sense. But you famous. You famous. You got a big head in front of you. But I'm not fake. I'm not fake. I'm not fake like that. I'll tell my perspectives, and if you don't like it, as somebody on your panel had said before, it doesn't bother me. Whatever it has no effect on me.
Mhm.
And I'm like, good, move the hell on. But this nigga don't want to move the hell on. He still want to run up at the mouth with well, I can't say that word, but with my name in his mouth. So I'm like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give you the hell that you are willing to deserve. You're going to get the hell that you deserve, sir. Period. Point blank. Stop. I'm gonna tell you to this right now. Because I know you're gonna copy, I know you're gonna paste. Stop fucking with me. Period. Leave my fucking name out your mouth. Because when I come back, I'm gonna come back with a vengeance. And apparently, you don't want to see the we online that I do not want to let out the gate. And if you think I'm playing, that you not this is YouTube. It's like whatever. Trust and believe. Trust and believe is a side of me that apparently I'm not trying to let out, because when I talk about the perspectives of the yin and yang symbol,
Mm-hmm.
there's this good side and there's this bad side.
Mm-hmm.
There's this earthly side and there's this sinful side. You dare not let the sinful side come out of you, because at that time you personally don't care about nobody, nothing at all, because you've been messed with for so long. And again, I don't want to do it. He said, "No, sir. Keep keep him on.
Von Bryan said, "No, sir. Keep him on lock."
keep him on." And it's like, yo, fuck. It's like, dude, I'm honestly trying to keep a cool head, but I don't even want to do this on this lady's channel. This is hers.
Listen,
Do it on mine. On mine, I am releasing the hounds. Okay, and I'm cooking your. You know what? Go ahead, Genesis. Go ahead, Genesis.
I'm kind of with Von Bryan.
I'm with Von Bryan too, because that's one respectable brother. But
and I'm kind of with him because to some degree there is an exchange of power when you allow somebody to take you out of one energy into another.
mm-hmm.
Is it really worth it?
That's what people keep telling me.
Yeah.
And the answer is no. But there's this thing called a threshold. And as many times as I've been nice, and trust you and me, I've gone on platforms that I shouldn't have gone on, and I've been nice, I've been civil, I've been patient, and I've been godlike. Okay. I've been respectable. At some point in time, that kind of like you hearing the same things over and over and over again, it kind of like takes its toll on you. And it's like one of the reasons, like I said before, that I need to take a break, because it's the same old. So going on these platforms for so long, and then having a platform like, say, Black Man Unfiltered, which he's a cool dude, but gets on my last fucking nerves. And I have to tell him, listen, you don't respect me. You don't respect my ideas. You say all this stuff, and it means what to me? It means nothing, because you're doing it. You're doing it in your own world, in your perspective. You're projecting everything that is happening in your world. Like I said before, I don't even want to hear the shit, because I have my own problems. I have my own problems here. I'm trying to keep a marriage afloat. I'm trying to get a better job and a better opportunity. I got 2 kids that I'm trying to get healthy and get educated and all this other stuff. And I have to go on YouTube, and even my daughter goes, "What are you doing, Dad? Why are you yelling? Why are you screaming? Why are you doing?" Yeah. She's starting to get it. She's starting to get it. My son, he just looks at me like, but my daughter, I don't want my daughter in the same. That's why I usually lock my door when they're here. I was like, I don't want, but what usually, their mom wants something, and I'm like, okay, you got to get out the office. That's where I usually am, in my office. If I'm not in my office and I'm in my bedroom. So they come in here and she starts looking at me crazy, like, who are you talking to? It's like, don't come over here. Don't come over. Just stay where you are. I don't even want you on camera. Just stay where you're at. But obviously, these people have a lot to say. and I'm trying to keep it level. I'm trying to keep it balanced. But Genesis, I'm not making any promises. I'm really not.
Listen, as the old folks say, if people ain't talking about you, you ain't doing nothing. Worry about them when they stop talking about you.
That sounds like what Cat Williams would say. If you don't have any haters, you do something wrong.
That's right. New levels, new devils.
New levels, new. Oh, I gotta write that down. New levels, new devils.
New levels, new devils.
Oh man.
Judge Jay said, once you take it there, it's a wrap for me. If I won't say it to your face, I'm not saying it on the internet. That's just me though. Judge Jay, I'm like that. I ain't saying nothing off camera, behind closed doors, in the back chat that I can't say to somebody's face. Cause we know that in most cases, can't nobody be trusted. And you shouldn't be saying nothing that you can't stand on if it was brought back to you.
That's the exact same thing that a friend of
Everybody
that a
don't.
person
Everybody
said.
don't live like that.
It's like there ain't no friends on YouTube, and I don't want to believe that.
There isn't.
But I don't want to believe that because I don't have a problem with you.
I don't have a problem with you.
Raw.
I don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem with anybody. But I do believe that there's no friends on YouTube. Because you're sociable with people doesn't mean that they're your friend. Those are associations.
Even if you met them once?
People throw around and use the term friend too loosely, in my opinion.
So even if
you were sick and you, God forbid, you were sick and you had to be hospitalized, are these people from YouTube going to come visit you when you're in the hospital?
No.
God forbid something worse. You pass away. Are the people from YouTube going to come to your service?
They came to Kevin Samuels.
If you were in a jam, if you were homeless and you needed a place to stay, if you were hungry and you needed a meal, could you rely on the people on YouTube to feed or house you? In most cases, probably not. So then, are those really your friends?
I guess you have a point, but I just hate that fact that you can't be friends that you've been socialized with for, let's just say, a number of years.
No, because I mean, let's think about it. It's YouTube. Everybody's trying to be the top or the coveted content creator. So whether they vocalize it or not, they are competing with each other. Friends don't compete.
Right. I got you. But
that's neither here nor there. I mean, some of the people that think they're friends, they're not friends. Because you'll see people laughing, joking, kikiing in each other's faces, and then they go in the back chats or they start texting or they get on the phone and they talking about the same people that they saying is their friend or is they homie or is they sister. And if it was probably brought back to them, they would probably deny that they said that thing about that person.
Right.
But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
Right.
Hey, Dr. Eugene Steele, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing fine. And you?
We are good. We're
right.
Even better now that you're here.
Yeah. I want to say a couple of things right quick. Okay. First, about men, being emotional. We're human beings. Okay. So, yeah, we are going to get emotional. I've seen men get emotional. I would get emotional a few times. If I'm lonely, I would shed a tear sometimes. That's just human nature. Okay. So I do not want to hear about your men don't supposed to cry and stuff. That's bullshit. Okay.
Uh-oh. They
That's
got
complete.
Dr. Steele
I'm sorry.
on the
And I'm
internet.
sorry.
No, that's a no apologies. I just haven't seen that side of you. But yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. It's bullshit, Dr. Steele.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, you know, men, if you're gonna shed a tear, go ahead and do it. Okay. Okay. Sometimes they make you feel better. Now there are times where men would do it for silly reasons, and then there are men who would do it for legit reasons. And we unlocked, for what I heard, I think yours was legit, for what I heard. So
Mhm.
yeah, go ahead and let it out. Okay. Second thing is this. I've been all over these YouTube streets for the last couple of years now. And the thing about people going after a content creator, you know, I've seen it happen all the time, especially to content creators who are authentic and transparent. It happens all the time. And I don't think it's gonna stop. So, you know, but one thing I will say about the well, I wouldn't say victims. Sure, I said the ones who are on the receiving end. They don't really let it bother them, too much. And we unlock it you shouldn't let it bother you.
Right.
That's all I got.
Agreed.
Um, well, Doc, I'm trying to stay as poised as possible. Um, that's the goal, but that's why you're not gonna see me anyway for a little while, because you as a content creator, when you've heard and been through so much, you don't want to let it get to you too much, because I know a couple of YouTubers who were so devastated, so caught up out there, that they had to take their YouTube channel down, and this got all emotional. I was like, this ain't the one for you, because they'll eat you. This YouTube streets will eat you alive, literally, literally just eat you right up.
Only if you let it.
Well,
Only if you let it.
I try not to
Give
let
anybody
it
that
do
much
that, but
power over you.
I try not to let it do that to me. That's why I expect the unexpected. But being at almost, and I don't want to plant flowers, because like I said, if it wasn't for y'all, I would never be in the position to have 800 subs, close to 1,000. But I've
When you
earned
come
it.
back, we're gonna help you get to 1,000.
Well, see, here's the thing with that. The thing with it is I wanted to earn it due to the fact that I wanted to help someone, right? I wanted to be in a position at least to help someone with whatever they need help with.
Mm-hmm.
But usually you get subs off of drama based alone.
True.
If
True.
Mhm.
you don't get it, then you just get whoever will listen to you. And at one point, I had 0 people listen to me. But as soon as I started talking about, just to say, for example, again, he's not everybody's cup of tea, Umar Johnson,
Mhm.
now you start getting one after another, after another, after another, and they're all doing this. And I'm like, I'm just an opinionated person. I'm
You're
just an
entitled to
opinionated,
your opinion, though.
right. I'm
We
entitled to my
all
own
are.
opinion.
You can have your opinion, and that because it doesn't align with somebody else's doesn't make it wrong.
Right. But that now you start attacking females. That's how it usually got started. Because I wouldn't dare, of all these people on these YouTube streets, I wouldn't dare talk to my mother like that. My father passed away when I was 14 years old. He was 37 back in 1994. August 14, 1994. He passed away at 37. with a brain cancer, right? To this very day, it's like I would never. My mom had to raise me. She had to be masculine and feminine, both dealing with me. I would never say I would never say what these people say to their own, what to my mom, to my mother that's putting food on my plate, that birthed me for 9 whole months, and you cannot respect a woman. Like, I mean, okay, certain women don't eat, certain women have issues. I get it. But this is how this world works. A lot of things, and I don't want to scare nobody off because of mostly white supremacy. But we end up coming into a box, and now we're getting the tools to fight each other over what?
Because everybody wants to be right. Everybody wants to be right.
Mhm.
And
But when you
the men who
build,
are talking about the women that have issues, those men have issues of their own.
but if you build on economics alone, if you build on just having trust with at least 4 people that you know, that you speak to on a regular basis, then once the process is that once you're in lockstep with one another and you do the things that need to be done and it's showing progress, then you add 4 more people. 4 plus 4 is what? 8. Then after you are in lockstep with the 4 other people who are in lockstep with you, and the process it just keeps going and going and going and going, then you have 4 more people. You don't need a whole bunch of people to agree with you. But
Right.
if you work on it as a unit together, man and woman, because with man and woman, we're all working together. My mom worked at General Motors for over 30 years, building cars. So what are you saying, that there's no masculine and no feminine energy? A woman's supposed to be feminine. For what?
Everybody is born with both.
Exactly.
And this,
Again, I'm mama's boy. Okay? I've been with my mother for most of my life until she gave me the money. She gave me $3,000. I'm right here with a wife and 2 kids. And she's back home. She's not well. I need to go see her. She's not well. She sacrificed everything just to get me to this point. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Almighty God. And it wasn't for my father, and if it wasn't for my mother. But my dad's gone. My mom is still here, and she's being taken care of. But I'm the only son that appreciates his mother. So when I say, it is the last point, when I said that this guy that came up on the panel with you on it, Genesis, I don't know if you don't remember it, so I'm going to remind you. You were on the panel on this particular channel with all the ladies, and this guy comes up as a guest talking shit about, in the Bible it says this, and you're secondary, you're supposed to have your head all down and whoppy whoopie woo, and we're the first, we're the breadwinners, we're this and we're that. I'm like, so you don't have a mother, you have 2 fathers in the chemistry set, which means you don't respect your mother. So obviously you don't respect the women on the panel. So it's portrayed as I'm saying something negative. So like, whatever.
it's just like what I said in the chat room. When a baby comes out of a mother's womb, a baby it's like a canvas. a baby comes out uninfluenced. But then as the child grows, outside influence starting to come in. And those outside influences are what is able to mold the child into what mindset he or she has now. The two people, or shall I say, the people who should really have influence over the child are the parents. And I know We Unlock, your mother has a great influence over you. You did not pay attention to anybody else. So that's a great thing. It should be parents who should be influencing. But, for some reason, the streets, have influenced some people. Social media has influenced people. Television, radio has influenced people a lot. And I'm not for saying that all of it's negative, because there might be some positive, but most of it, unfortunately, has been negative. But thank God, for the three of us here, our parents were our main influences.
Yeah. My mom kept me straight, and we had our ups, we had our downs, but it's just like any parent, But again, my mother, I still love my mother to this day, but
As you should.
even though she got on my very last nerve.
Well, that's
I don't know how many times I got kicked out the house. So many times.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I had to stay with. There's so many times I had to stay with my aunt. My aunt was like, I understand. Go ahead and sleep on the couch. So I was like, all right. And I come home and my mom's cooking breakfast. She said, "You hungry?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm hungry." And she'll fix me some pancakes or whatever. And that's it.
That's what mothers do.
That's what mothers do. So
yes.
But I can never forget my mother's love. That's why I have so much respect for my African sisters. You know what I'm saying? Because without them, without God, actually, we would not exist.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't exist, period. So, but I got issues with some of these cats. Don't get me wrong. Some of these cats need therapy, but ultimately, I was taught respect. I was taught how to, you give respect, you get respect. And that's why I respect you, Genesis, and I respect every woman. That's why but I don't know where these cats came from. I don't know.
I don't either. I don't know where disrespect gets respect, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm glad it didn't take your spirits down, and you're still talking. You seem to be in good spirits, and you and your wife are still together, and still doing your thing, as I'm sure you will be for many years to come.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So have I provided a platform for you to get everything off your chest? Do you have anything else on your chest that you need to get off?
I want to thank you. I want to thank Dr. Steele for giving me this opportunity to say whatever's on my mind, because the one thing I want to do is I want to tell the truth. I want to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. And that I mean no harm, but if you're gonna disagree with me, you don't have to subscribe to the channel. You don't even have to listen to me. Right. It's like, this fool don't know nothing. Go on about your business. Right. But for some odd strange reason, you need to keep that what you call it, the analytics going or whatever. So you need to run up your subscribership or whatever the case may be.
Well,
And so now
hopefully you being the subject of a few live streams, then people will learn your name and they're gonna come and subscribe to We Unlock Nation. So y'all, we gonna make sure that he get to 1,000 subs when he comes back from his hiatus. So Big Bad Bull just dropped the link. Make sure y'all tell somebody about his channel because he said he coming back with a vengeance when he come back. And we gonna grace his presence and we gonna be about some juicy stuff and having some fun. We might have another pajama party over there.
Oh yeah, Dr. Steele. I had a pajama now. You seen House Party 2, correct?
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, House Party 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We all know about the whole thing with Kid trying to raise money for his tuition. I was trying to raise awareness for people to come over to the channel and just forget all that was said on YouTube. That was my that was my goal. We were there having a good time. No one was cussing out everybody except one guy drunk, but I've known her for years. So, but everything was all good. Everything was straight. But of course, it went viral. Now you got people talking like, "Oh, you shouldn't have a pajama party. He's man. He's this and he's that."
Just Jay just
people were butt naked.
Got a new subscriber over here today. See, Just Jay, you're gonna have to come on when we go back and we're gonna have another pajama party. I'm speaking it into existence right now. We're gonna have another pajama party over on We Unlock Nation's channel. We're gonna come with our pajamas on. So Just Jay, you're gonna have to get dolled up and come on through with us. We kept it real kosher when we were there.
Yes, you did.
I might have to turn up a little bit next time or something. You know, I can't let Raw B show me up because she brought her little shadink, you know, and just made us look like the school teacher, the librarian, and everything.
Shouts out to Raw.
Yeah. Shout out to Raw B.
Yeah. And we Unlock. I'm sorry.
We're gonna have a good time again because we did have a good time. I might drink some wine next time.
Oh boy.
Maybe.
Yeah. And We Unlock.
Yes, sir.
I just add you to my library of subscriptions. So
see.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We're here for it. We are here for it.
Thank you. And I want to again thank you both. Thank you, Genesis, for letting me on your platform. And thank you, Dr. Steele, for inspiring me to do so much more. I remember speaking with you before. So
Dr. Steele is everywhere in these YouTube streets. He can tell us everything about every content creator because he is all over the place. You go on the panel, you're gonna see Dr. Steele on the panel in the chat somewhere.
Yes, sir.
He makes his rounds.
Yes. But so, I'm good. I'm super good.
We glad you're good.
I am super
waiting
good.
For you to come back.
Yeah, it'll be like I said, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And so I can get my energy back up. Boy, being in a graveyard shift is no joke. So
Oh, I've been there myself. Believe me.
How Daryl gonna come up in here? Oh, Johnny come lately self. You was supposed to be here an hour ago. No,
you were.
Hey Daryl, how you doing?
But I gotta get going. I gotta get some sleep.
You gotta get some sleep. I know.
Yeah, I'm sitting here being a teacher in a
home.
Yeah. So again, Genesis, I want to thank you for letting me up, and also We Unlock for for speaking to you because I've also learned from you as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We appreciate you, sir.
Daryl, you all late. What's up, kid?
Daryl trying not to turn. He not trying not to turn up the spot over here. Blow up the spot.
No, I had a good day, man. I went golfing, you know what I'm saying? Had a nice little day out, got my golf gear on and stuff. So, And my hair not cut, so it is what it is. But you know what? I wanted to come up and talk about the manosphere too,
Okay.
right? And I already put
Oh
the
God, it
video on
didn't
my
reach the
page.
manosphere, did it?
You say what?
It didn't reach the manosphere, did it?
What didn't?
What the videos that the one video that went viral, it didn't go. It when I was booing and crying, it didn't reach the manosphere, did it?
Shit, now that I know of,
Oh,
I came here to have a whole different conversation.
all right.
So
Go ahead, kid.
Okay, what we
I had
saying?
this video up here, and this video is about a young lady named Salma Shahad.
Okay.
And believe it or not, the only thing that she was fighting for was women submitting and equal rights. Coincidentally, they gave her more time than anybody else in the country's history. Let's go ahead.
The women's rights defender Salma al-Shahab has been sentenced to 34 years in prison over her advocacy. It's reportedly the longest sentence ever given to a Saudi women's rights activist. Al-Shahab.
Now we're not gonna go through the whole one. I'm doing a whole live on this soon, right?
Okay.
But again, I was talking to Angry Man on Fight Club the other day, and he wanted to tell me about.
Remind me.
You say what?
Make sure you remind me when you do the live stream on that.
All right, yeah, I'll make sure I tag you in it.
Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
I'll make sure that y'all both there.
Yeah.
But we don't like. You probably saw a little bit because you was there when I played the stuff with Angry Man where he said that I tried to tell him black women are dying from medical disparities. You saw he said nope, they dying because black women don't wear condoms, which was ridiculous. We even broke it down stat by stat. We broke it down between the years and everything, right? Cool. I tried to tell him that day, if you want to compare yourself to those men in the Middle East, then you must build a prison system, right? And then you got to have a whole bunch of black attorneys and everybody else to prosecute these people.
Yep.
And then we're gonna give black women 35 years for wanting equal rights. You don't have that kind of power here in America. You don't. Well, my forebears, they built it. Yeah, your forebears built it, but they don't control nothing that happened on the inside. You're not talking to a fucking idiot, but at the end of the day, it's like what I find is a lot of these men in this space, they say stuff as if people don't know what they're talking about, as if somebody will not come up and actually pull some research and prove you wrong. So when they say, well, Arabic men are getting submission and Mexican men and everybody else, I'm thinking those men also created and organized caste systems to keep everybody around them down. And you can't do that because it requires blood. You don't want to go that far, right? Nobody gonna let you take their freedom, just willy-nilly. But you don't want to go there because you don't want to be a Pookie and Ray Ray either. You an American corporate black man, right? Which is basically, in essence, the son of a white man. That's basically all you are. Then Kevin Samuels.
Go ahead.
Little Jesus.
Cook.
Rest in peace to the fallen Kappa member. But let's just keep it a beam. Kevin, to most black men, was zesty. He was a hair away from being, what's that guy? Billy something. The guy who be wearing the skirts all the time and shit.
Oh,
can't think of his name right
Billy
now.
Porter.
Yeah.
Same people, same mannerisms, right? Let's keep it a beam, bro.
God damn.
We're just gonna come in here and kick down the door like that, huh?
I'm just being honest. So y'all follow one of the most feminine men.
Lord have mercy.
And also, I saw this video too. Shout out to Real Femme Sapien. Women should consider their divorces a failure. You shouldn't be giving anybody advice if you have a failed divorce. Coming from the person who said they got married because the person with 2 failed divorces gave them advice online. I mean, I don't want to go too much on Kevin. He's in a box now and all that stuff. I don't want to make his fans any more angry than I have. But the fact that y'all listen to somebody that's twice divorced about marriage and black women literally drives me crazy. And on top of that, We unlocked. Last time we talked on your
Yeah.
show, what did I say? I said I dare y'all to do a show, just one,
Mhm.
about what y'all actually do in your community. Don't talk about it. Just do it. Don't talk about submission. Don't talk about tyranny. Just all you gotta do is say what you do in your community. I'll
That
leave you alone.
poor girl. She
Now-
I don't need to pin flowers, but she need to come on either your channel or mine. Or hell, talk to her. I want a more woman-to-woman discussion. Because if she comes on my channel, the cake gotta fly out. Yeah.
It's like I told them on the show that day. Y'all seriously gonna tell me at the same time, while black men are reading nationally at a 4th grade reading level, financially illiterate across the whole goddamn country,
Right.
that tyranny, hair not being combed as she's laying in bed at 2:00 in the morning, is the reason why y'all are failing in the country, not getting submission, and black men dying and everything else. Right? And this is why I said,
Everything
bro,
is black women's fault.
everything's black women's fault, right? I
It's
said,
our
cool.
fault because we bad. It's our fault because y'all bad too.
Our fault. Your
and this is
fault
why I said
because
we don't lie.
you have oil here in the United States not being drilled. It's your fault. It's your fault that we have inflation here in the United States.
We don't lie.
Yeah.
They'd tell me about Kevin Samuels and all his talking points. And I'd be like, cool, nice. Can you tell me 3 elected officials you talked to this year? That's all you gotta do. Can you tell me last time you sent the email to the Board of Education? But you care about the curriculums. Okay, all right. Can you tell me last time you had a conversation with the district attorney or any prosecutor? Oh, but you care about how black men are prosecuted under the law comparatively to everybody else. Interesting. Now, I do even one better since you watched Kevin. When the last time Kevin did those things? When last time Kevin talked to the Board of Education or anybody of any importance? Oh, my bad. What am I thinking? He sat down with Future a few months ago, and they champion Future for that. Champion Kevin Samuel. He was on Future. He went mainstream. I know y'all not talking about the same Future that y'all drag every night for having 20 baby mamas and 1,000 kids. Not that Future. He wasn't the one that put y'all.
Don't forget Nicki Minaj now.
It was another one.
Don't forget Nicki Minaj now.
Oh, right. Because they let us say Kevin called it. I mean, Nicki called it Kevin. Watch it over. Kevin called into Nicki motherfucking live. Of course, she recognized who he was, and she brought him up and dragged him, as she should have.
And gave her a 10. A 10.
The way your eyes are just slanted like the Asians. I got a Kevin video. Fine. This is the last time I play. And this is up to her. This is not my platform, but it is good.
Go ahead, Cook.
Kevin said some hard things about black women, and it's only a 15-second video. Genesis is up to you.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. Man. We ain't night riders.
Oh yeah,
beauty is universal, and the thing is, we're talking about black women. They are on the opposite end of the spectrum on all ranks. Facial symmetry, even to the way to black women are starting to look more masculine. And this one, you start putting on additional makeup and weave and all this other kind of stuff to where guys are just saying, damn, and you're not even going to the gym to try to keep yourself in shape and you don't have a good attitude. I would rather not.
So I'm good.
I just find it,
but Nicki Minaj,
I'm not trying to be harsh, but I just find it interesting from somebody who drank Red Bull every day and literally died of fucking health reasons to be shitting on women for health reasons.
That's a lot of sugar for somebody who knows Taekwondo.
And I'm not even trying to make fun. I'm dead ass serious because this is another thing that I was talking about with Anger Man. Medical disparities don't matter, huh? No, I don't.
Who the fuck you think you talking to?
Kevin died of hypertension, which is the 10th ranked thing that black women die from. But I digress because in these spaces, the same thing like when I was saying this shit with Anton, it wasn't about his wife ever. It was never about that. But they didn't want to be honest about the fact that if you say black culture is trash, you also got to mention the fact that there's more black men in college than there is in prison, right? most of those black men is probably more educated than you, probably doing more stuff in society than you. Let's have a real conversation. And you shouldn't even be talking about the Black Panthers, but yet they allow that type of bullshit over there.
Who's talking about the Black Panthers?
And then they got the trolls. The trolls, no matter what happened, if you bring up Anton or Kevin name or any of the Manosphere dudes, because shout out to BMU, he's not that big yet. But those other guys, they'll always have people that come from chat to chat magically. Daryl, that's why I just ignore them now.
Daryl, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a truthful question. Out of all those guys in the Manosphere who basically have Kevin Samuels' DNA on their pillow, which one of those known Kevin Samuels have met Kevin Samuels, has shook his hand?
TLA, Dennis Sperling, Anton probably touched him at the funeral. And MTR.
I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do the dead like that. I can't do the dead like that.
Why you starting stuff we online?
I didn't start.
We trying to keep Daryl corralled so he don't act up too bad.
I didn't start that. He did.
I'm just being honest. I don't know if they met before that. It's not my place to speak on. I know O'Shea Duke Jackson didn't meet him though.
I don't think he's over there anymore.
Well, we're gonna be in the YouTube streets tomorrow again.
Hey,
no,
I'm
gonna keep topic of conversation.
No. You might as well tell Daryl. You might as well tell Daryl why I'm even here in the first place. Oh, he already knows.
He already know.
Yeah, I watched the whole stream today, guys. I didn't watch what happened on Brother Clarence show, even though I was told about Brother Clarence show. But you know, at the end of the day, man, I genuinely think that you and Black Men Unfiltered should just go ahead and duke it out. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and have a show where you guys just talk about every single thing. Because the one thing I know they would never let me do, like bro, I did that stream on Angry Man posting all the stats. They would have never let me do that on Fight Club. Because like we got to be honest, the people in this space, they have a whole bunch of supporters, and supporters is a very mild word. I'm using that word only because I'm on Genesis page. If I was on my page, I would use
there's
the
no
B word.
filters. There's no filters over here. I told you we break all the rules.
Oh, well, they have a whole bunch of dick suckers.
And
a whole bunch of
that's fired.
A whole bunch of people.
Wait. What are you saying? What are you saying, sir? Are you saying that the Manosphere has some Peter Poppers, some carpet munchers over there? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, and most of them are over 40 years old.
Oh
shit, 50. Shit.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, as you guys know, I've taken a small break from going at certain people, but you know, Angry Man, he kind of woke me up a little bit. So now there's certain stuff I'm going to be doing for the next few months, low key. But not going at him.
Shut your corn
I got some women that's
up
in the background, and we about to break down every Manosphere talking point. So I just made that a little journey I'm about to go on. He need
to take care of that. He need to take care of that problem.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, and I do mean every single one. When I say, I mean, we don't like you was there. I spent the whole year on Anton. A whole year.
Look, Just Jay, I'm with you. Look, she say, why I just jumped up in the bed. Wait a minute. Y'all finna break down all of them?
Every single one. As a matter of fact, I already have the first one.
Please.
Let me read it because it's super good.
It's called a catch and release stream.
Oh man. Part 2 of debunking the great Manosphere lie that only 20% of Black men are fathers. Well, according to the United States Census, 80.5% of Black men are fathers by the time they are 40 years old. Also, if you look at the stats for Black men who are baby daddies between the age of 15 and 19, it's more than twice as many compared to white, Hispanic, and Asian men. I'll just stop there, man. The data is ridiculous.
You mean to tell me we ain't all having babies by the same 20% of men? Same 20% of Black men? What?
Somebody lied.
Dang.
22 million Black women in America. You want to guess how many black men in America we on lock?
How many?
According to the census, it's 3.8 million.
Damn, that's it.
According
See,
to the census.
but see, this is what
According to
mother.
the census.
This is
But
what
we
Mother
don't lie, you
Nature
gotta
We ain't
does.
remember
talking about the
81%
one
of all
that's hiding in his baby mama house because he ain't on her Section 8 voucher, so he can't say that he live there.
and we always
You know,
got to remember
those
that
that didn't get
81% of
counted.
all self-deletions in the black community, black men. So yeah.
But guess what? This
Wow.
is
Y'all
this is
said
what.
y'all about to cut up in these YouTube streets, huh?
Yes.
But
I'm
this
goddamn
is
proud
what
of her.
happens when you fuck with Mother Nature. Mother Nature does not play, and this is why people who have this same ideology about black women, they end up dying off quick. It's like you got too much plastic on you. Get out. You're polluting my air. Get out. Get the fuck out of here. You're waste. You're garbage. And I'm gonna keep the ones who actually do right by their wives or their girlfriends or whatever. They don't have a whole bunch of baby mamas running around. And of course, it takes two to tango. So a woman, Genesis, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. A woman cannot get pregnant or a woman cannot conceive a child unless a man bears his seed into her. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Can she get pregnant by herself? Absolutely not, unless she uses a damn turkey baster. And even then, the odds are what? 40, 50, 60%. But a man busting up in you, that's 90 to 100%. So how you're treating this, how you're going about this, all wrong. But 3.8% of men in America? Oy. You sure not the rest of them not overseas, right? They're not overseas yet, right? No, they're not overseas.
They on their way.
Are they still sleeping with white women? Are they with white women and they just bleach their face, right? And they registered as white. This is what you're trying to say.
I find that to be a contradiction too. Like how can you tell black men don't take Genesis on a coffee date? Coffee dates. Don't take her on nothing else but a coffee date. Anything else, anything other than a coffee date is too expensive. But then you literally tell them to go buy $150 passport, a flight, a hotel, luggage, clothes, and they got to buy a map and a motherfucking language barrier because they don't know how to talk over there. And they go to Bangkok, and I'm sorry, this is going to be very offensive. But you go to Bangkok and you meeting people who are basically trans. Let's keep it a being. They over there fucking, I'm sorry, building fucking houses out of clay. Like, come on. Like, you're not going over there meeting the Michelle Obama and like you're not. You're not going over. You're not even
That's
meeting
what they want us to
average
believe.
black woman.
And on top of that, you have
so that we'll act right, so that we can nail down one of them or get them be considered suitable for marriage.
No. They don't want marriage. You know what they want? I'm just gonna. I don't mean to be offensive, but I'm gonna say it like it is. All they want is some dome. That's it. That's all they want. That's all I swear to you. I swear. You give me a Bible, I will swear on it. This is what I've heard. This is what I heard from 7 grown men. 7 grown men talking about she needs to learn how to do this. She needs to learn how to do that. I'm not that degradable.
First off, the men that's getting dome, they ain't even talking about that. They're not even talking about that. You focused on that because you're not getting it.
Hey, listen, y'all.
I actually couldn't agree more. I find that like the men who have a good woman in their bed every night, and the men who at least have some kind of intimacy between them and a woman, they're not online complaining about women.
They're not.
I mean, they just not.
They're
And
not.
I try to tell them too, it's like, how y'all comparing yourselves to like Middle Eastern men? They control oil and the fucking internet and everything else, and y'all up here complaining. Meanwhile, let's be honest, most of y'all exude small dick energy. I'm sorry, and then
Meals.
like y'all are. I'm sorry, I don't want to use this word, but y'all low-key ignorant. That's me being very
He's just
reasonable.
Jay's trying to find the video.
Just Jay trying to find the video of you.
Yeah.
Which one?
The one video where I was booing and crying, I guess.
Was you crying on Black Men Unfiltered page?
No, hell no.
He cried on my stream.
Oh, he was on this stream?
Cried on my stream.
The ladies room.
Oh, Ashley and them.
Oh, I didn't know that one. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Ashley and Cannon. Oh yeah, I'll tap into it and I'll go find that. But as far as the Manosphere guys, I was doing the Feds versus the Manosphere and I took a break, but that's why I'm going to start back up. Because even literally the FBI has investigated the Manosphere. That's why Kevin, before he passed, O'Shea, the lead attorney, they all did videos saying, I'm out of the Manosphere now. After people start to literally get deleted behind it. And then there was a situation with Rajay Black, right? And him and his ex-wife, that happened when he deleted her, right? And himself. Then there was a situation recently with that old man in New York. I think it was Brooklyn or some shit, where he had the little incident, right? And they found out he was a major Manosphere red pill guy. So what happened is we have people, and this is the worst thing we unlock, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like Anton, TLA, they all making money from this. Right? Fine. I'm not about to knock nobody hustle. But the people that just in the chats, just supporting them, how can y'all complain about Dr. Umar Johnson not building a school, but you give money to people who not building shit? Have a real conversation.
He has the school. He just hasn't opened it yet.
No, I'm saying, but they would try to drag Umar or a lot of other different black men and just say, well, black men not doing this and this, but you're literally giving $30 every 2 days to somebody who's also telling you to spend another $50 on the first of the month on his Patreon. And I guarantee you probably about 6 people in that whole shit can tell me that they actually made money.
Do you know what the school did?
Man, cool now.
Do you know what he did? The man that you cool with, he had the nerve to disrespect Louis Farrakhan. Because Louis Farrakhan just he said something about
9 to 5 Louis is for sure E Black. Don't block him either. Don't block him. Get the engagement up. Keep making more comments.
Shouts out to
Anton and Farrakhan. Listen, Farrakhan has done more for the black community than Kevin Samuels. As a matter of fact, Farrakhan Left Nut has done more for the black community than Kevin Samuels. Farrakhan is more masculine than Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels didn't have the Manosphere is not the fruit of Islam. If those two was to come to a head, y'all would die in the streets. Let's be honest. And half of y'all wouldn't even show up for the battle.
Hell no.
That's the real smoke. As far as
almost like Tariq Nasheed, but go ahead.
Farrakhan, I don't agree with everything he did. Obviously, the Malcolm X situation specifically was very, 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 very bad. But when you really look at it, what I used to tell people was back when like my mother was growing up, you had the strong black Christian community, and then you had the strong Muslim community, and they held standards. Like the black community would be like, well, we police poom poom because every man does it. No. Men actually at those points submitted to a God, whether it was Jesus or Allah, and the women fell beneath them. Literally, that's how that happened. Once niggas stopped, not niggas. Once grown ass men start worshiping Kevin Samuels more than Jesus and Allah, and actually living and breathing those religions, You know what the young homie said? We don't got nobody else to go to, but we got Future. We got everybody else to look up to. And then they gonna say, well, where was y'all daddies at? Y'all act like y'all don't know that 71% of all kids are not raised by their fathers. They're raised in single women households. But then y'all blame that on the women. It's so many oxymorons. This is why I'm gonna spend the whole year just breaking it down. And I decided I'm gonna go content creator by content creator. Starting with Angry Man, I'm gonna end with Anton, just because he already had enough, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm going to pick apart every single one. Kosher clinician, he's on my list too. How are you a clinician, a licensed medical person like you say you are, but then you let all of this propaganda, dangerous, violent propaganda spew? But let a white woman come on motherfucking Fight Club and say the reason why black women are dying is because of black men are beating them to death. You're gonna correct that instantly. You're not gonna let any propaganda be about, even if it's a fact, you're gonna correct it. But with black women, you feel the need to hush up.
Hey, Daryl.
Personal biases sometimes spill over into our work.
Don't
Daryl, you know you got that other situation, right? I suggest you leave that shit alone because he's not worth going to.
Who?
Let's just say this is the same dude sitting in the chair with glasses on and a hoodie. And he already
Angry Man?
No. I said glasses and a hoodie on. And he's still sitting in the same spot.
I don't know.
You know.
Glasses, hoodie.
Let's just say he's
I already
smart.
know what we're talking about.
let's just say he's smarter than he claims to be smarter than everybody. And then when you was up there, he was talking about religion. Remember?
On Fight Club?
I think it was Fight Club, yeah. WWC, put it that way.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I
think I know what you're talking about.
But at any rate, he's not worth it. He's coming up. Let him come up however he wants. Because number one, he still has me.
Yeah, world class.
Yeah.
Oh.
You finally figured it. No, listen. It ain't even worth it. It ain't even worth it.
The me speaking nigga, that motherfucker.
Yeah, that nigga. Yeah, whatever. Listen, he ain't even worth it. He's not worth it because
you just submit to me. I got 3 wives, and I speak me and I speak Latin. Okay.
I know Genesis wouldn't submit to that either. She wouldn't submit to a man who was married to you but wanted an extra wife on the side because he particularly paid all the bills.
Yeah, man. People hit me up about
Genesis is not about to be a sister wife.
Or what?
I'm of the belief that dude don't even have no wives. Sister wife mean multiple wives, right? I'm of the belief that dude.
Y'all got all these words, man. Y'all need an actual dictionary. Y'all need an actual dictionary for all these adlibs and all these memes, like simp on one end, pick me on the other. What did you just say?
A sister wife.
A sister wife right here. Just give the definition out because y'all be coming up with some crazy ass shit. But for real, seriously, I gotta go because I'm gonna be loose. I gotta go to bed. Yeah,
we all going to bed because we finna cut this off before Daryl cut up too much. Yeah, we tuning in though. As soon as he start debunking these.
Don't worry, I will be in the class and I'll see y'all Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might do a show tonight. I might just do a fun show just to get things started. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Yeah.
9 to 5 Blues. I wasn't your mother last night.
Ignore 9 to 5 Blues, man. I know for a fact that's E Black. He follow us everywhere he go. Like,
that's
my
E Black
and E Black mouth is clenched together.
Well, he better subscribe to the channel so he get the notification because he never know when you might pop up over here.
Well, I don't know if that's
He popped
E-Black
up
or
on
not,
podcast show
but
begging me to unblock him. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
But
dang.
listen.
Hey,
I'm gonna
let's
tell you
just
the
go
truth.
ahead. I don't want to say no
No,
more.
I'm gonna tell you the
Yeah.
truth. I have no problems with E-Black. I have no problems. I subscribed to his channel a long time ago. I don't know anything about you and E-Black. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know. Whatever
First
you
off, who the hell cares? Who the hell
Exactly.
cares about all this stuff? Like, if you rock with somebody, you rock with them because they're a cool personality, or they got a cool personality. You think they're a cool person. Who gives a damn what their history is? Like, okay, so
This is
you
a
know,
fact, though,
I saw him in
Genesis.
the chat, and trying to put your stuff out there. Yeah, I already know about that. That ain't
Everybody
got
already
shit
know
to
about
do with me.
Lucky and my criminal
Right.
past. Nobody
I
give
know
a fuck.
about that. I've heard about it all in the YouTube streets.
Well,
But
don't
what the
nobody
hell do they
knows
got to
what
do with
E-Black wife
Genesis
currently looks
talking
like.
to Daryl Long or having a conversation with you? I'm not going to stop having a conversation with somebody because of what relationship they were involved in or what relationship they weren't involved in. That has nothing to do with me.
All I would say is I've lost better looking women than these niggas ever had. That's just the facts. You know what I'm saying? And like when the real store from Walmart, all this stuff, that's how I know it's E-Black, right? Whatever. And let me just say this too. This is a fact. There's gonna be 10 more Lapeep events and he gonna pay for them all. You're never gonna see his wife with him. This is the only man in this space that shows up to events with suits and ties on with other men, and he's married. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this.
most of these
Just
motherfuckers are married.
You
Most
see,
of
you
these
see
Just
motherfuckers
Tom
are
Dog
say
married.
she
everywhere.
confused. Girl, don't be confused. Don't be confused. Like somebody else's mess. We supposed to be mad at Daryl because of his involvement with whoever.
I was on the
and
show with
whatever
Lucky today.
mess.
She wasn't
I don't know
upset
nothing about it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. So I can't hold nothing against the man. Cause for what? Like make it
because
make sense. They be wanting these
Jesus,
witch hunts to happen. Like I'm not down for that. Like go
Genesis,
ahead.
they need your help. That's what it is.
I
These men can't handle me by
no,
themselves.
no, they're not gonna get my help. Not on that.
Genesis.
Let's just end
I
it.
love you, my dear.
Yeah. We out here.
Thank you for having me on.
Yes.
I love you, 9 to 5.
Thank you
Blues.
for
I
pulling
do.
up on us, Daryl. Thank you. We're
Anytime.
gonna be looking forward
Yes, ma'am.
to your future streams for sure. Let us know. Tag me. You know, we gonna promote it because I'm here for that. Yes.
It's gonna be nice.
We
I
sick
promise
of
you.
we sick of this manosphere talk. So
Oh yeah, me too.
yeah,
We're gonna bury him properly.
most definitely. We are
You have a
definitely
good
in the
evening,
building.
beautiful. Have a good
On
evening, my
that-
lady.
Thank you.
All right.
On that
good night.
note, y'all, we out of here. Peace. Until next time.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to the Book of Genesis with your host, Genesis. If you would like to be a blessing, would like to be interviewed, or if you or someone you know would like exposure for your business, call us at 708-595-7500. Again, 708-595-7500. Email at genesis@thebookofgenesis.com. That's JENNESIS at thebookofgenesis, JENNESIS.com, or contact us by regular mail at P.O. Box 40, Monique, Illinois 60449. Thank you again for listening to the Book of Genesis.